the two cameras. How are we going, guys? Wait, we're a little bit dark here. We've got two cameras rocking there. How come yours is not dark?
I know, mine was looking fresh, eh?
I know, yours is looking fresh. We're pretty dark over on this side. You've done something right. So anyway, guys, Matty G, Lee B. We look a lot better in your camera for some reason. How is that? Hey.
Oh, got Laney on.
Oh no, everyone's on yours. How are we all going? So let me turn this down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So we're cheesing it. Cheese it, Matty.
Oh, really cool.
We're cheesing it for obviously Bali style. So how the hell are we all going? So everyone doesn't know which one to jump on. We're all ripped apart. So let me move that so Matty G can fit in there as well. So we need to get you in both. So this one is going to be a cracker, and why we're sharing this is obviously we are together in the house. We're in Bali. It's been an absolutely fantastic day, and we were going to put this obviously on our paid private group, which is the True Authentic Reality Experience. Come back in so you're in my one. It can be like a double thing. Your one looks really good. Matty's one, he's got his camera there, and it looks awesome. So this is a massive, massive, massive subject, because we all know that we've done it pretty well, and we all know that you do it pretty well, and this is how to stop self-sabotage, yeah?
Yep, 100%.
So how do you stop it?
Just do it.
Just rock it out.
I don't.
So, firstly, what I want to talk about, what is self-sabotage? And we all know what it is, because we all know what we want, and we all know that we get in our own way, and we all know that we do what we don't like. What are Lady Guys looking sharp, brothers? Thanks, sister. So, I want to fix this up. I'm jealous of Matty's.
You're not liking it, eh?
No. There we go.
Click on the back bit.
Boom.
So, focus, there you go.
There we go. We've got a bit of light now. We have the light. So, the biggest thing that we're seeing in a lot of people's lives, and we know in our lives as well, is that you know what you want, but your old conditioning you'll be playing tug of war. And the reason why this happens is because everyone is scared of change. Everyone goes, they want this in their life, and self-sabotage is your old conditioning keeping you back, and you're fighting with your new conditioning. So it won't keep you. You basically will keep you in bed when you need to get up to go to the gym. It will just stop you from going on that date, stop you from doing whatever you need to do. And where self-sabotage comes to an understanding is it is actually an addiction. So people that self-sabotage their lives, and that is you, because I'm pointing to two cameras here, and that is us, is because you're addicted to something. And the reason why you create an addiction to self-sabotage your life, it is because it's to smother pain, and it's called the Band-Aid, or I call it, the quick fix. And the reason why we create an addiction of pain and an addiction of self-sabotage, it is because it's the actual feeling that doing the technique and not receiving what you desire, that is actually what you're after. Yeah? Did you want anything?
No,
all right.
You was just rhyming that one.
We'll rock that out. I'm thirsty. This is apple juice, by the way. Apple juice.
It was like rhyming.
It was, wasn't it? So we've been in the sun all day. Matty got a massage, and he's poor guy needs to wake up. We're all rocking it. So I want to blow your minds a little bit. We sabotage our lives. We do things that stops us from getting what we want. It is because we are too addicted to getting what we don't want, or we become addicted to the pain of dissatisfaction. Yeah. And I'm going to look there, and I'm going to look there, because I want you all to understand this. And that's where it comes from, that where people have that understanding of, why do I self-sabotage? But I want the body, I want the health, I want the relationship, I want to be successful, or so on and so forth. But you will sleep in, you will do the things that you don't like, you will hold yourself, way below your potential, so on and so forth. That is because you are more addicted to getting what you don't want than what you desire. So this really comes down Joanne goes, nice glasses, Matty. Concentrate on the important thing. Stop self-sabotaging, Joe. Champion, I'm gonna give you a trophy of self-sabotage. Only joking. So where we need to go with everything that we talk about is not just, let's just talk about the superficial, let's talk about what causes it, what is the root cause. And the root cause is, why are you self-sabotaging? Why are you creating an addiction over something else to cover that? So Matt, where have you self-sabotaged, and how have you got yourself through that?
Mine was self-sabotaging really like relationships and trust within myself and family. And mine was, like I said, it was addicted to that pain, and it was addicted to that want and need. And I was always, oh, I need to do this, and I need to do this for my kids, and I need to do this for myself and for my business. But I would always come up with, I would sleep in, I would go out, I would stay late at work, I would say to myself, I need to be in my security business, I need to hold myself there. And that was massive self-sabotage, because when I actually for my first retreat, and I had that click and that shift in the pattern, I realised that it wasn't that need and it was the want, it was the little things I wouldn't do. So I would argue a lot, I would get angry and go, oh, you know what, I'm just too stressed out, I've got so much going on, and rah, rah, rah. And then once I realised that was just my internal pattern and language, and once I shifted that, and I realised it was self-sabotage.
There you go. So, if you guys didn't get that, what Matty was doing is obviously he was deferring from exactly what he wanted, so he would create resistance, he would create arguments, he would create not actually facing and have to look in the mirror. And what you see a lot of people, what they do, they will lie and they will self-sabotage, but when they are alone with their thoughts, when they go to bed, when they're putting on this fucking fake facade that you can see through it, you're alone with your thoughts, and then that's when you face the truth. And the thing about self-sabotage, the first step, you want to be aware of it. You want to know when you're doing it. But you need to understand, okay, look, this is where I'm aware of me self-sabotaging. And then you need to understand what is causing it. You need to get to the root cause. Because, you know, if you take off the top of the cappuccino, you're left with the rest of it. Or like the Titanic. The Titanic hit the iceberg, but, you know, that was only the top of it. But there's all that underlying damage which was caused. So, Matty goes, give us some welly soup. So a lot of the thing that you really need to take into account is, you know, as the human soul and the subconscious mind, it's moral and it's pure. So just like that into both cameras.
Yeah, right.
I thought I was in the studio then. Did you see that? We'll tell you about the finger another time. We'll go to Slippery Stone in Bali and they'll tell you about the finger. So we know that when we do something immoral, so if we steal, we lie, we hurt ourselves, we don't hold ourselves accountable, what happens is we know that we feel a certain way that doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And it's like, and even like everyone knows this is the thing as well, like everyone knows that they're self-sabotaging, because if you say words like, oh, do you know what, I'll do this tomorrow, or, you know, I'm gonna do it now, and you don't ever do it, like we all know we self-sabotage. So the awareness, everyone has the awareness. Because when I say this to people and like we say to them, just like, you're self-sabotaging, like, yeah, I know I am. You're like, well, what the fuck are you going to do? Yeah, but I don't know, I know I am. But you, hold up, but you know where you're going wrong.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah, so where do you need to go? And everyone knows the answers, but it's that push and pull, because you know, yeah, I'm self-sabotaging and I really do know the answer, but there's this thing in the middle. And that's what you self-sabotage, what keeps you staying in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Joanne's laughing. Joanne, don't accept it. And let's be honest, yeah? And, you know, as funny as we want to make it and whatever, come into mine so people can see you. As funny as you want to be able to make it, like a head, is that it's scary that the reason why people are still failing is because you need to have an internal driver of self-love, self-worth, self-appreciation and whatever, so you know that you deserve more than what you're doing. Because guess what? When people leave you, when your kids grow up or your team grow up with your imperfections, with your self-sabotage, you're not going to be laughing. Do you know what I mean? You're really going to be able to understand that what you're doing and how you are fucking up your life, your children, your friends, your family, anyone in your environment is going to have those patterns as well. And it's quite scary, because I know that Jaboa has got some of my good and bad patterns. I know I have the same with her. And it's great. So that's why you really need to be mindful. If your self-sabotage isn't just sabotaging your success, it's also sabotaging the collective as well. In a team.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And even people with kids and family, exactly the same. Same thing. If I'm having an off day or something like that, and I'm in a little bit of self-sabotage, I turn around. Everyone in my whole pattern in my family is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I know the way that I used to be, I see a lot of that in my family at the moment, because I conditioned that with my self-sabotage and my excuses throughout their childhood and through my partner now. So you won't. But on the flip side, obviously, when you put the new pattern in, that has a ripple effect, which we're going to go into next.
Of course, yeah. So, yeah, and that's it. You know, if you're in a shit mood and, you know, you're going around, it's going to affect everyone. We know that. Even me being a coach and having hundreds of clients, I know if I'm not holding myself accountable, if I'm in the wrong energy, you know, or whatever it might be, that it's going to affect, that you're going to have that ripple effect. And the number one thing is why people self-sabotage is because they actually are afraid, or they haven't educated themselves or got enough knowledge to know enough about what they desire. So they create fear. They create, oh maybe I won't get it, or you know what, I can't do it. But it's all it is about is understanding what you're doing. It's like any skill that you've learned, yeah? It's all about the ripple effect. Exactly, Eleni, exactly. Why are you on Maddie's one and you're not on mine? You've self-sabotaged our relationship. Ain't kidding. Ain't kidding. And he's got more viewers than me. Fuck, he's beating me. So, any kidding. So, the important thing, what you really need to understand is, okay, what do I want? Why do I want it? And at the end of the day, what is the feeling that I'm searching for? Because when you self-sabotage, it is because it's a place of unfamiliarity. I got it right. Yes, I see it. I got it right. Did you like that? Unfamiliarity. I said it twice. So it had familiarity. Right?
If we spell it right.
Yeah. If we didn't have a couple of drinks today, I wouldn't be able to say that right. I wouldn't be able to spell it. So what that means is fear does not exist, because you all know the first time you had sex was a little bit awkward, but once you get into it, you love it. The first time you've rode a bike, you know, oh my God, I'm going to fall off, take the training wheels off, and you understand because you've learnt the habit. You've understood that. People that don't know or learn enough about something, they will sabotage. Can you spell it? Joanne, I was going to give you the finger then. We'll give you the finger, Matty. So that's what we'll do to people when they're like, So, understand this. If you want to stop your self-sabotage, if you want to stop starting and stopping, and if you want to have everything you desire in your life, find more out about it, learn the skill, learn what you want, do it more and get better at it, and that will stop your self-sabotage. But where it starts and where it ends is in here. When you develop self-love, self-appreciation, self-worth and conviction, you won't have self-sabotage, because you will find a way to get what you desire, because you know that you truly desire it, yeah, and you truly deserve it. And as Maddie and myself, as we know for our own journeys, as we have gone through that journey of self-realization and self-discovery, it really comes to the point when, okay, you know what? I'm not going to stop at this. I'm going to keep growing. I deserve to have that life. Maddie's got his family and the rest of it's growing. You know, I want to be the same as him. Be the father. I've got my family, which are you guys. But what you need to understand is that being leaders as well, we need to be very careful that we're not self-sabotaging just ourselves. And like Betty said, it's that whole environment. So don't be selfish and think about you. Get up, show up, and be the best version of you, because it's not only you that you're self-sabotaging or holding back, it's the people around you. If you have children, if you're a mother and father, a shame of you, because your child, your son or your they are seeing that, yeah? So are you going to wait till they grow up with self-sabotage and grow up with insecurities and grow up with problems? Too late. So stop that right now. I know that super successful people that I have been around, and what the difference between them and people not achieving it is that the self-sabotage is something that you get caught. It's called sheep syndrome. That's Sarah goes, now I'm excited about Bali. Only now? Come on, only now. Come on, Sarah. So, and this is going to be good for everybody, not just, you know, not just everyone that, you know, so you're going to really like this. What we want to discover, we don't want to discover why we're doing the problem or what's happening here. We want to discover what's the driver. So what is driving us to self-sabotage? And what it comes down to, it is a past resemblance or a past thought that is giving us pain. So us to move away from that, or to smother the pain, or to actually be addicted to bring that pain back, we will do something that actually brings that pain back from something that's already happened. Do you guys get that? So what that means is, so something in the past has caused you that pain. You will do an action and repeat that action, because that actually, there's a crazy addiction that you think that, well, I don't want to be connected to that. So you will self-sabotage your success because you're addicted to the pain in the past. Yeah, and it's actually quite scary.
Yeah, stuck in like the old habit.
Yeah. Can you give any examples with that, with yourself?
Mine would be like, even with my family, with my children, when things get a little bit too much in there, like, and I use the example, everyone that's got kids will understand that. When you're, for example, you take your kids to the beach, right? The first thing you would think in self-sabotage is, oh, I can't be effed because there's going to be sand through the car, they're going to whinge about their itching, I can't be bothered to make sandwiches, I can't be bothered to do this, self-sabotage. Yeah. When you actually focus on, and this was massive for me, learning this, is that when I didn't focus on them little self-sabotaging traits, and I learned that they were, and I just focused on the main end goal, the moment and experience and that picture, then I realised that all them little things, even though they're little actions, it would actually find it resistance and it would self-sabotage, but just in a different, whole new different way. But the reason why it's self-sabotage is because it would stop us doing what we actually truly wanted to do. Even though it was that goal to get the kids out and to do all that stuff, but it was just hard. Yeah, and you would always not do it, or if you would do it, it wouldn't be to your best ability because you can't really be effed because you're taking too long and it's too hard. So just always remember that whatever your end goal is, your moment and experience, if you're finding it resistance and you're not doing it, all that action in between is your self-sabotage. Because anything that's stopping you from actually getting that is that result, is your self-sabotage.
I love it. Andrew Evans, so familiar, pain is seen as the same as safe and secure.
Opinion.
Yeah.
So familiar pain is seen as a safe and secure. It all depends on what pain is. Obviously, if you go and trip over a log and you hurt yourself, then yeah, you're not going to go and do it again. But what that does is that if you've been with one relationship and she was done whatever, cheated on you, you're going to hold on to that resemblance of that relationship or that past, and then when you move forward to your next partner, you're going to bring that up. You're going to go back to it, and you're going to hit that self-sabotage because you're not actually going to step into that new relationship. So
and you know the thing as well, being coaches and being through this ourselves, being the huge fucking experts, won the Grammy or the fucking Oscar for self-sabotage, you know. And I know Jeff, when he said that was me, and you know, and you know, through the interaction I have with people, I can see when people are self-sabotaging, and that's why I am brutal. Say, hey guys, you are destroying your lives. You are wasting time. Don't think that you have time. Stop lying to yourselves, and I point to both cameras here, that you have time. Oh, look, I'm ready now. Fuck saying you're ready now, because life will be scratched from under you. It will be scraped from under you, and you go, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. And when I speak to people, they go, why are you pushy? I say, I'm pushy because I care about you. And they're like, what? I say, I'm pushy because you're self-sabotaging the fuck out of your life. You don't, oh, I have to get ready. No, you be ready now. So you need to discover that, you know what? When you got your back up against the wall, when you're forced in pain, when someone's left you, when someone fucks you over, when something happens, you're going to go, oh, I better do something now. Oh, I better stop eating because I have diabetes. I better stop smoking because I've got cancer. I'd be a better partner because my partner's gone and fucking left me. Or I better save money because I'm broke. Or whatever they need to be. You humans are conditioned, and it is fucking ridiculous that when something happens, then, oh, I better stop self-sabotaging. What I will say to you, every day work on a connection and a formula to firstly self-discover yourself with self-love. Firstly and foremostly, yeah? And that's exactly what I did. Well, do I love myself enough to fucking get up and be that leader and fucking why Maddie's farting next to me, read a book and the rest of it and all that? Today, only joking, I did read a book, Maddie didn't fart. But always to work better on myself when I don't want to get up, or, you know, go to the gym, work on my body and eat and do all these stuff. And, you know, the thing is, you need to firstly understand, don't do it because it's a fad. Don't do it because it's like someone else tells you, oh, we got Nolsey on. Hello, Mr. Nolsey. Do you know who Nolsey is? You know the guy from American Australian Idol?
Oh, yeah.
What about me? The champion, man. Absolutely love him. In real life, he's an awesome bloke. So be proactive rather than reactive. Yeah, that's as well. So we've got two cameras happening here, guys. So if you're like, who said that? Andrew Evans said it. So this is going to be the deal breaker. If we can discover what is causing the problem, we can rip that out and the problem won't arise. Unfortunately, we want to smother the problem. We want to smother it with alcohol. We want to smother it with lies. We want to smother it with excuses. We want to smother it getting distracted. Oh, let's go and watch a movie. Let's go and watch the football. Wank, wank, wank. Jeff goes, cannot wait to meet you guys in Perth. Cool. You need to be over here, Jeff. You need to get your bum
to
Bali.
Flight.
There you go. Tell him, Matty.
It's a 3.5 hour flight.
Get over to Bali, mate. There's still room. We've got a huge ass villa. You know, the villa that we've done so many retreats in. We're going to keep it up. The villa is booked out, but anyone can just stay nearby. Our drivers will take you there. The more the merrier. So, Jeff, if you are serious, send me an inbox. Get over here. You've still got time, and we will rock it out. So, this is something that we're going to really, really go deep with now, and you're not going to like it. Self-sabotage is you showing the world that you hate yourself. You're showing your kids, you're showing your family, you're showing yourself that you do not fucking respect yourself. It is. It's true. So I want that to hurt because I want you to be able to move away from that. What are you going to do that's going to be different to get you outside of... Are you going to be like every other norm? Oh, okay, I'm just at my 20%. Okay, you know, and don't... It's not funny. Some people were laughing about it because guess what? The people you do. Firstly, you deserve better than what you are and how you're acting. And more importantly, if you have fucking children, man the fuck up, lady the fuck up, if that's a word, and be that better example. Because if your children, you know, if I see my parents self-sabotaging, and you know what, and I see them like they've grown a lot through, you know, as they are. My parents are 70, I'm 37, but you know what? You give that, you're giving that. So if you're a leader, if you're a teacher, if you're a parent, you being weak, you showing no love to yourself, you're not showing conviction or appreciation, you're giving that to your children, you're giving that to your peers, you're giving that to your relationship, you're giving that to whoever you are. So you know what, people go lead. Do you have a lot of pressure on yourself being a leader and a lot of people following you from around the world and whatever? And you know, some people you've got you know, millions of fucking followers or whatever. And I go, pressure, it's an honor. If I was fucking up and not, you know, holding myself accountable, then there's a pressure. Do you know what I'm saying? What did the lady say? I step into my greatness every day. I lead by a cause, and I have one life, ripple effect. And that's exactly right. So what I will say, you don't have time to get ready. The time is now. So don't say, I wasn't ready before, you were just weak. Yeah? And I want that to stick, because a lot of people that, you know, that I speak to, oh, geez, that's hard. But guess what? When when life is scraped from under you, when you are looking at a hospital ceiling, you will say, fuck, I should have done something. And if my words or Maddie's words can stick in your head and say, boom, I'm better than this, get you up, save that time, even save you a fucking second, we're winning. So what I'm going to tell you, what is causing you to self-sabotage? Develop self-love, self-appreciation, self-worth, and fucking self-conviction, and that's going to be able to move you forward, because all this other facade, all this other bullshit is not going to get you out of that. Because you firstly need to know what motivates you. What motivates you, Matty?
Well,
or what inspires you?
Yeah, I used to have motivation, but now it's just, it is what it is. My inspiration, it goes from scotch, apple juice.
It's very hot, so
it is hot. It's more, I'd say inspiration's more myself, like to inspire myself, because I know when I do have a challenging day or a day off, how much backwards I feel, or feel like I'm not growing, and that feeling where before, and that's what I was going to jump in before, that your self-sabotage, we all know we're doing it, but when you actually change it and you get out of that and you actually start like doing things and getting your desired outcomes and actually achieving what you really want, when you turn around, the results that you see in yourself, but the results that you see in your family around you is massive. So yes,
that's huge.
Yes, it's going to be, we all know what to do and blah blah blah.
Hey, Kelly.
But if you really want to see the results, if you're not motivated by yourself, just look around you and you'll see the results happening with the children. But the reason why I say it is because if you're feeling inspired by yourself every single day to get up, and yes, some days I don't get up at 5 a.m. to do my success priming, but you know, I'll be there at 6:30 or 6 o'clock.
Still get it done.
And I'll still get it done.
Yep.
Go out and do it, and then I'll do it second day, the second time in the day, and then I'll do my journaling. And then I realise that if I miss that day because I'm not feeling too well, or I give myself the day off, and I look back and I go, it just doesn't feel right. So it's the inspiration to yourself to keep that growth, because and then I go into new courses, read new books, all this sort of stuff. And it's the inspiration that you should have for yourself, because you know, if you're not growing, you actually look back and things are going back to how they were. That old conditioning is capping in. So mine, I say every day is to keep on growing, be inspired for myself first. And once I've done that, I used to push a lot of it to my family and go, oh, I have to do this and I had to do this and I've messed up so many stuff in my life and blah, blah. And I gave all the power externally. And then when I went through my first retreat, pretty much the mirror literally got pushed back in front of myself. And once I dealt with that and I realized, fuck, it all starts with me. Don't worry about your kids, and I feel I can say this. All you parents out there, don't worry about your kids. You fix you first. You worry about you, and you're a natural human. You're gonna look after your children, right? But we always go, oh, I need to do it for them, or I have to do it for them, or I can't come to a retreat because of my kids. No, shut up. That's just bullshit self, because that's what I used to do. And I feel that I can say that, obviously having my children and everything, because you need to look after you first, because if you're fucking self-sabotaging, if you're depressed, if you're this and that, then what do you think the kids are going to do? So don't worry about the excuses for them, but if you need that motivation for you to change, then use it, but don't fucking use it as a flip and use it as self-sabotage for you not to make yourself grow. Yeah, like not going to doing the TRE, not doing the retreats, not doing anything like that.
That's the biggest thing you said then. How can you fix someone if you can't fix yourself? you know what I mean? I'm fixing this screen because it's dark at the moment.
Press the back.
Is it? No, you made it dark. Hey, check out this. I want to show you something quickly. I want to show you this. Just had to show you that. That's what we're working with today. All right. There's no self-sabotage there, but to chuck that in. So we wanted to give you, instead of you guys looking at our ugly heads, we want to chuck that out. So this is where we're at. That how can you do anything? They are a reflection of the environment, reflection of the exactly. So what motivates me is to be a better person for myself, be a better person for my partner, be a better person for my brother, be a better person. I was going to say something else then. Be a better person for the world. Do you know what I mean? I want to tell you that says just because something starts going right doesn't mean you have to start planning your self-sabotage. Ooh, I like that. I like it. Because, and that's another thing. I'm glad that you said that, Leanne. See, this is when, you know what, you haven't been on one of my live streams before, but that is, I don't know if you have, but I was going to say you freaked me out because that was the next part what I was talking about. That's the thing. Something goes right and everyone goes, oh, all right, how can we fuck it up? All right, how can we do something that's going to ruin it? How can we do something that we've got this great moment, or how can we fuck it up? Like we've got this relationship. We're getting dark here, man. What's going on?
No, you're good.
Boom, there we go. We're getting a little bit dark. We like the silhouette. That's the, you know, we're getting romantic. We're doing like a sunset live stream. And something will go right, and we're, okay, how can we fuck it up? How can we self-sabotage? And what it is that you are so addicted to the pain or conflict or toxic people or whatever it needs to be. So you'll go and just go, all right, let's go and fuck it up. And it's not attitude, it's not whatever. What you need to understand is what is the root causes causing you to self-sabotage. And it goes down to understanding, and it is addiction. And the reason why you are addicted to the pain, because you have had that pain so long in your life, then your mind, your subconscious, your neuroplasticity, which means your prolonged change or the way your brain holds on to thought and feelings and habit or not, you have had that pain for so long that you are actually addicted to it, because we are creatures of feeling. Everything that we do is for a feeling. Yep. So if you have fucking shit feelings and create more of those feelings that, you know, really self-sabotage, then what's going to happen is that you are going to be addicted to that. Yep, exactly. We're addicted to the chemicals, or the brain gives us. Look, to be honest with you, we need to be careful about when we talk about chemicals of the brain and depression and all that, because it isn't actually the chemicals, yeah? Yes, they will make you feel a little bit up and down, though. You know, you have the serotonin, you have the, you know, all that other stuff, the neuroepinephrine and all that bullshit, but, you know, is it neuroepinephrine?
No, it sounds like saying you get tablets.
I think I was going to say that. Isn't that like a speed processor or something? But what that is the endorphins and all that other rubbish that... what does this say? Your Jones, your mind seeks it out.
I reckon you focus for it.
Pardon?
You Jones for it, and your mind seeks it out. Yeah. Don't know what Jones means.
Yeah, I think, is that what was you Jones? Is that a spelling mistake, or I don't understand that? But anyway, yeah.
Focus on them.
Yeah, focus on the solution. So, this is the big thing. If you are constantly not planning, if you don't have a plan, if you aren't educating what you're doing, if you don't feel comfortable, you'll self-sabotage. You will create an understanding of self-sabotage, because I know the more I've had a plan, the more I've connected to it, not just, oh geez, I better change my life, that I have a plan, I have a setup, I don't need to think about it, because we all know, let's think about this. Now let's feel this, yeah? This is a real big one. What haven't you been prepared for? You've most likely failed, and it's been hard and you self-sabotage. But if you prepared for something, if you've put in the work and you've educated yourself and you've practiced and practiced and practiced, self-sabotage no longer exists. Because the feeling that you have learned something that gives you that self-worth, that gives the human spirit wholeness and completeness, is stronger than the feeling of, okay, let's go back to the addiction of not having that and self-sabotaging. So we all know this. We all know when we have actually grown through something, when we've saved a relationship, when we've lost weight, when we've made money, when we've made love, when we've made relationships, that everything becomes to a relatable substance. And what that relatable substance means is you have a relationship with everything that you do. So think about this. Every action, you create a reaction because you relate to it. So what I want to tell you, and hopefully you're writing this down, because the aliens are embedding this dialogue, and I'm fucking teaching myself as we talk, that when you are doing anything in your life, you are becoming relatable to that, yeah? So by brushing your teeth, you're creating a relatable substance, your relationship. That means, if you want to call it a skill. So what I'm saying to you, become so relatable and create relationships of what you want, and that relationship is of a positive moving you forward, and that is going to stop you from self-sabotaging, because you want to have that moving forward. And when you know something, when you feel comfortable, when you have educated yourself, there is no fear, you know what you're doing, you know why you want it, and you know how you're going to get it. That, my friends, is how you're going to stop self-sabotage. Got it? Good.
And that will attach more of a stronger feeling as well, wouldn't it?
Massively.
Yeah. Because I think that's what it is. Everything, like obviously, everything we do for a feeling. But when we have that and the language pattern, like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, and it's a want. But what you said is that even I was starting to get like goosebumps. It's like you can tell the feeling. So the more that you control that feeling and the emotion that's attached to it, and drive it in a positive emotion and with that greater feeling. So don't just do it if it doesn't feel right. Like, you know, when we're saying about the meaningless activities, and a lot of us just go around just doing what we think's best, and I'm just going to do this little bit. But when you're actually attaching that internal motivator and that feeling and creating that higher emotion to get you there in a positive way, that's when you'd also, I found, because that was with me when I was really had that feeling attached to everything that I was doing, with obviously my success plan, but actually seeing it, picturing it and feeling it, and push that highness, that feeling, everything became more easy and effortless, but it also stopped all my self-sabotage.
And that's because Matty has connected the feeling which is serving him, which actually fires his internal driver, which, if you look at and understand this as well, has given him, it creates the identity. So he has found out more, he's educated himself more. So there is that familiarity. So that familiarity means, okay, hey, you know what? I'm comfortable in this activity. Not only am I comfortable in this activity, I've connected with a feeling that empowers me. So this feeling that I'm desiring, because that's what we do everything for. We do it. Look at that. That's a feeling. The ocean, Bali, Matty's a feeling. Everything's for a feeling, yeah? We're here today in Bali at the W because of moments and experiences, because they give us a feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why we're doing this live stream, because we want to give you feelings, because, what happened there? I just flipped over, it was trippy. Because we want to give you guys feelings, and the feelings we want to give you is that you are enough, wake the fuck up, and do everything in your power to keep moving towards your goals. But the difference between coaches and mentors and people like us, that we are real and we're going to get you the result because we have been down and out, is understanding that, you know what, you know, in a berry tree, yeah, if you cut the fucking berries off, what happens? Do the berries grow back? Of course they do. So we need to go to the motherfucking roots, rip the roots out and rip the tree out, and that's what we're doing today, yeah? I'm sharing this, and so Matty's sharing this as well, that this is, we normally teach this high-end content at the True Authentic Reality, which is a high-end paid private group. The reason why we're sharing it with you, because we've got 2 cameras happening, and the world today, is because we really believe that we wanted to share this to a bigger audience, and we really believe there are so many people that are self-sabotaging, yeah? And we want to be able to give this to you all. You know, this is part of our high-end 8-week course, which is in our private, beautiful group. Everyone comes through the retreats as the VIPs get gifted this, but we're gifting it to you today because we want you to stop self-sabotaging, because you aren't only holding yourselves back, you're holding your children back, your children's children. And this is another thing. The inherent of self-sabotage goes down bloodlines, yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can be the catalyst of changing your fucking bloodline, self-sabotage, and inheritance of achieving greatness or not. And this is not a fucking, this is 100%, I'm not going woo-woo on you guys, 100% is because I was reading it, I've been studying it, that unfortunately, your parents, fucking ancestors, would have all these traits, and you will get them. Yeah, and that's 100%. Like I've done, it's family constellation, and I even know from my ancestors that were in concentration camps, because I'm part Maltese and part Ukrainian, and the Ukrainian side were in concentration camps, the World War, whatever it fucking was, you know what I'm talking about. So, and so on and so forth. And then even the Maltese side is actually Scottish, which was part of the Knights Templar. So that's where it comes down from, the name and the rest of it. So there's good and bad. I wouldn't say good and bad, it's just difference. But what I want to tell you, and the main message I want to get across to you all, is firstly be aware of where you're self-sabotaging, because you all know that you want to be great, because you are great. You all know that you want to be abundant, because you are abundant. You all know that you want to be happy, healthy, harmony, and fucking harmonious, because you are that. And what happens is you move away from your core self, and it doesn't feel right. You need to get out of your own way. You need to start understanding and going back into your mind, start grabbing hold of your own existence, of your own power, and start being who the fuck you are today. Because we are born infinite potential, yeah? And we all know and feel when we are going away from our core, because it doesn't feel right. We self-sabotage. Leanne said, I needed to hear this today. It's so weird. I just happened to check my messages because I was wide awake and things. Are you in the States, Leanne? Is that where you are? Great. I'm worrying now and I feel great. Thanks, guys. Awesome. And then Lainey said, I was in tears today with my success priming, and everything is for a feeling. Exactly. If you aren't feeling it, you're not doing it.
And that's what the retreats. That's what this retreat's all about. Is peeling back the layers. And
massive.
There's not, like I said, there's the tool belt. Get given the tool belt, and you learn a few tools and strategies to guide yourself along the way, and the leadership roles to be able to lead yourself, to be able to lead others.
Yep.
But the retreats, and when I went through the retreat, I was just blown away, because I was like, I didn't actually really learn anything, if that makes sense. I just unlearned all the bullshit, the self-sabotage, the negative beliefs, the shit that I used to put myself through to keep myself in pain, and then get given a tool belt to keep on rocking out.
You unlearn to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was straight off, and that's what the retreats are all about, and that's why it's a complete journey, peeling back the layers to walk around the higher vibration stuff around.
Wait.
So that's just proof. That's why the retreats are all based on that, because it's not, we're all that. If you want to be happy, you are it. You're just choosing not to be, and you're choosing to self-sabotage and get rid of patterns. So yeah, I wanted to really throw that, because I felt the retreat is exactly what that is about. It's you are it. So the retreats and everything is just showing yourself you are it, and just peeling the fuel back of the bullshit that you've been telling yourself, putting the mirror back on you, and then you fucking rock it out.
And I love that, I'll pay you $50 later as well.
Okay, cool.
Because that's why I created that. That's why I call the first days peeling back the layers, because everything that I say to you guys, you already know. But it's about you learn to unlearn. Do you know what I mean? You learn to unlearn all those masks, the self-sabotage, the plaque, brush your fucking brain. Your greatness is in here. All my goal is for you to go, aha, believe it and then act upon it, yeah? Aha, believe and act upon it. Aha moments, popcorn, mind orgasms, whatever you want to call. But that's what people do. They have these mind orgasms. Oh, I want to write that down, I feel fantastic. Then go back to their fucking shitty, low vibrational environment and do fucking nothing. Self-sabotage the fuck out of their lives, and it's sad.
And point the finger.
And do these ones. So I'm loving this. I look really bright in that, and we go on the silhouette look here. I'm loving it. Look at that sunset. That's something out of the movies. Can you see it? So,
moment and experience.
That's it. Moment and experience. We've got the full on. We're all coloured up, but we go on the silhouette here, doing the Arnold guns out. So let's bring that beat back. What I want you all to understand is that you need to have a routine, you need to be planned, you need to be prepared, you need to love yourself, whatever you're doing, yeah? If you're going to go and have a shower, you need to have mastered that shit. Hey, the way you're going to wash your body, the routine, how long it's going to take, you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel sexy, you want to feel committed, because if you aren't that, you aren't going to enjoy it, and you will self-sabotage. You will do something, or the feeling. So what I'm going to tell you, in everything you do in your life, create the feeling that makes you feel so fulfilled and so empowered, and then you're going to be right. Yeah, let's just fucking, with everything that we've said over these 40 minutes, it's about creating the feeling of every activity that you're doing, and it's up to you and up to you and up to you and up to me to create that feeling, because it doesn't matter. We can lead humans to information, but we can't make you mofos think, okay? And you mofos in that camera as well. So that's what it's about, is creating the feeling in everything that you do, and that's going to empower you. Get knowledgeable, get creative, get, verse, get a plan together, be around the right people. Environment is absolutely everything. And understand, firstly, that you will not stop at nothing. Well, that says, you can't see, it's so dark. That says whatever it takes in total domination, as we've got here. And the reason why we say that, people, because when you love yourself, you will love your children. You will love your partner. You will love your team. You will love everyone around you. But guess what? If you are broken, you'll create broken relationships. If you're broken, you'll create broken children. If you're broken, you will create broken passages and more broken people. So firstly, you need to get an understanding of mastering you, like Maddie says, and then you can master the rest, yeah? So love yourself. Be aware where you are self-sabotaging, and understand that you know that we are pure beings and that we deserve everything, which is pure happiness, harmony, and success.
And the feeling, like attaching the feeling, if a lot of self-sabotage, you go, yeah, but how am I going to attach a feeling? Like feeling to what? Or what kind of feeling? Always remember, go back to the time when you have felt that before. And if you felt it once, you remember that you've only generated that feeling, and whatever you attached to it or whatever you saw that bring that up, remember it wasn't that bring it up, you created it. So everything that you're now going to do every single day, fucking wash yourself, create that feeling and that emotion, and then attach it to it. Because it's the same as if you feel in a negative way, you're creating that, yeah, and it's the same as the fear, you're building up. So if you felt happy when you was going down a water slide, was it the water slide that made you happy, or was it you creating that because you felt that I had to be happy at that point? Yeah, because you've created it once, your mind doesn't know what's real or not. You can sit there, picture that waterfall, create that feeling and that emotion to something else, going to the gym, going to this, going out with a family, whatever that is that you need to create that feeling to. So don't self-sabotage and go, oh, I can't create a feeling. You have done, because you have felt happy before, yeah? So you've created that. So go back to that time, relive that time, see it, feel it, and picture it to the new experience you want to create.
All that's fucking awesome. All that activity is just it's amplifying how you feel, yeah, and that's exactly what it is. We create and do things for activities to amplify how we feel. But at the end of the day, when they talk about meditation and we talk about identity creation, is that you can create everything you desire without the activity. Yeah, you can create everything you desire in your inner world, but all that activity does is that, unfortunately, can be conditioned as humans or aliens as conscious creators. So to do activity that recertifies, and we believe a little bit more that we need to be and understand. My eyes are puffing. Look at that. You look like you've been punched.
And that's how it becomes easy and effortless. It just keeps on going. And if you're finding the resistance, it's because you're focusing too much outside. And that's why meditation, or ID, whatever you want to call it, is that when you just switch off one of the senses, close your eyes, put the music on, that's two, go out of your head and just go and connect to that feeling. That's when it will become easy and effortless, because you won't be with a negative opinion, negative emotion, or force. It won't be forced. It'll just become easy and effortless. Yes, it doesn't happen the first time. You don't sit there like a Gandhi and fucking God comes down and you're then going to do it. But every single day that you build up the momentum, you start picturing new habits, you start getting better at it. It's like if you're a mechanic, you don't just go, I'm a mechanic and go and fix a Ferrari. You spend 5 years doing it, yeah, or anything that you go and do. But it's the same. But what I'm saying is that as soon as you do the one change, if I become a mechanic today, I'll be closer to them fix a Ferrari instead of waiting and waiting and waiting. If I learn to tighten to do this or to do that, if you do it now and you be it, it becomes easier. And I've already got changed. So if I start now, I'm already changed, right? And that's where the 2% every day comes, because every single day that you take your foot out of your bed, you step into that identity and you keep role playing it, but you become it. And then time and space meets, and that's the identity that you've truly always been. And that's why it becomes easy and effortless. And that's why I haven't gone back to that way of slamming doors, turning lights off, punching holes in walls, giving up everything. Just keep on going and turn in a habitual habit.
I love it.
And I just rock that.
There you go.
And then
rock it out.
Smack the last.
Yeah, that's it. Drop the mic and get the fuck out. So you know what, people? We believe we've given you enough knowledge. We're in the beautiful Bali here. We've been rocking it out. We've got people all over the place. Look at that sunset. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look, let's do this together. We'll do the sunset together, yeah? So, thank you for getting on. Maddie's going to rock his out. Thanks for everyone that getting on. We are here in the Bali, rocking it out. Self-sabotage, make our phones kiss. And what we want to say, people, learn to say hello to each other. Oh, look, Trippy, look at that. All right, we've tripped you out enough. So, keep rocking it on, understanding what is your cause, be aware of your self-sabotage, so on and so forth, and know, Leanne goes, I can smell the breeze. It is absolutely beautiful, Leah. And what I want you to always remember is that you deserve nothing but the best, and when you understand that and believe that self-sabotage is no longer existing in your life. Have an amazing night, take care, we will see you very soon. Boom.
Boom.